7:25 now. Time now to check in with Mike Apple, News 1130's business editor. And Mike, following Justin Trudeau's announcement yesterday, farmers were expecting a lot more money.
Yeah, they sure were, Mary, and good morning. The Canadian Federation of Agriculture was hoping for about $2.5 billion in financial assistance from the Trudeau government. They got $250 million, which is still a huge number, but consider we're talking about the nation's food supply chain, whether it is the preparation for the planting season, getting Canadian farmers the workers from offshore labor or from domestic sources, and then you're looking at getting the cattle or pork or poultry to market for processing, and then you got the plants in Alberta facing some potential shutdowns because of the spread of coronavirus. There are so many moving parts to the agri-food business to get it from point A to the grocery stores. Agriculture needs help right now, and they got what the Trudeau government says was the start. Now, the critics are saying, look, you gave $850 million to the WHO and other, the fight against the pandemic, which is fine, but at the same time, domestic needs are just as important, if not more so. So you're going to hear a lot about this in question period today. I'm sure in Ottawa, it is one of the weekly in-person question periods in the House of Commons, all socially distant, of course, and just kind of a scattershot of MPs in attendance. But it's going to probably be pretty vocal and not the virtual setting that they have tried on other days.
And Justin Trudeau said he is prepared to give more money. Let's move over to Suncor now. It cuts its dividend in half.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. It's cash conservation at this point for all of the energy companies. Suncor lost $3.5 billion in its first quarter. A lot of that was just due to write-downs on their assets. Everybody's repricing what oil fields are worth, and because the price for oil collapsed, right? So this is what is the filter or trickle-through effect on these big energy companies' earnings. And, for consumers, Suncor owns Petro-Canada, and of course that's more affected by the day-to-day price moves for the price for oil and gasoline itself.
All right, real quick, Mike, Beyond Meat is doing very well.
Well, you know what? Look, you've got a supply chain issue in the U.S. beef industry right now. Wendy's yesterday was saying, where's the beef?
Ooh, I love Wendy's.
You're too young to remember the Where's the Beef with Clara Peller back, I think it was the 1990s. Anyway, so you've got beef and pork and shortages. Plant-based protein, can that make up the difference, and does that even gain more traction with consumers? Beyond Meat made money in the first quarter. This is a new company. Companies that young don't make money, but they did because of the demand for plant-based protein. Revenues up by 47%, huge spike. Share price up this morning. It's north of $100, and it's one of the top performers on Wall Street this year.
Wow.
And a gain of about 45% year to date. So it's been doing very well, and maybe that's, again, consumer trends changing because of the pandemic.
All right, Mike, we are out of time. Thank you so much for your time this morning. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
7:28 now. We're going to take a break. We'll have more stories ahead. Stay with us.